Council meeting of January 13, 2014. Mr. Spagna, please call the roll.
Dixon. Here. Givens.
Here.
Cannon.
Present.
Harrison.
Present.
McLean.
Here.
Mowry. O'Brien.
Present.
Pate. Here. 7 present.
7 members present. Please stand for the pledge of allegiance.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Under chair announces, we had an executive session today, January 13th, before we came out for property sale. Next, we have the report of the officials. Can we have the library director's report, please?
Good evening. My name is Christine. I'm the director of your public library, where we provide services to inform, inspire, and enrich the community. I'd like to say Happy New Year to everybody. We have a very interesting program coming up. It's Retro Game Night with your parents. This will be held on Saturday, January 25th from 5 to 7 p.m. It's for students in grades 5 and up. Come with an adult and play games like Othello, Mastermind, Boggle, things that I played when I was in 5th grade. Registration is required. We ask that you bring $3 per family to pay at the door to enjoy some dinner and dessert in addition to the games. And probably at Christmas, many of you received new devices, a smartphone, a Kindle, a tablet, or a laptop. If you're not sure how to use them or utilize all of the functions, we do have one-on-one technology appointments available where you will meet one-on-one with a librarian for 45 minutes, and they can help you with whatever issue you have with your new device. And also, it's winter, and there's not a whole lot going on sometimes. You can come and join in one of our clubs. We have various book groups. Some meet during the day, some meet in the evening. We have Scrabble Club, Pinochle Club. We even have a button collectors club. Oh, and the knitting group, too, on Wednesday evening. So come join in. And the library's placed all of the library-related apps in one space on our library page, so you can find the GoCat, which is the mobile catalog, EBSCO and Gale apps, so if you're looking for a magazine or journal article for a research project. Mango Language Learning, we do have free language learning software available. One-click if you want to download audiobooks, and Overdrive for ebooks, which I don't know if you all know this, but the library has access to over 30,000 ebook titles, free for you to use. And also the Zinio app is on there, and Zinio is for you to download popular magazines. So you can go to the library's webpage. You can find this page that has all the apps. You can download the apps through your iPhone or Android app store and then use them. And if you need help learning how to use them, come to a one-on-one technology appointment. I also want to announce a new service that we have for patrons, Freegal Music, which is an e-resource that provides access to about 3 million songs and music videos. With your library card, you can download 3 free songs per week. You're not required to put any software on, or the digital maintenance software on your device. All you need is your library card. If you go to the library's website, you'll find the access to Freegal on the e-resources tab. And also coming soon is Hoopla. Hoopla, you can borrow free digital music, videos, and audiobooks with your library card to use on your smartphone, your tablet, computer, or other device. And I will finish off, as I always do, with a fundraising announcements. I want to say thank you to all of those who supported the library's winter lottery raffle. As of today, the 13th, we've had 4 winners this month, so I'm sure we'll have a few more during the month. And the library is selling literary-themed T-shirts for $15 each. You can purchase them in the library, or there's also a page on our website where you can purchase them there. So for more information on these and the many other programs and services offered at the library, you can visit the library's website at bethelparklibrary.org. Any questions? Thank you.
Thank you very much. Now the police chief's report.
Good evening, everyone. Also, Happy New Year from the Police Department. It's a new year. I have a few announcements to make. Just briefly on the first one, since it's a few months away, this year's Police Pals Pittsburgh Steeler basketball game is scheduled for Friday, April 4th. So we just wanted to give you a heads up on that. Of course, tickets are available through our records department. The proceeds from the basketball game go to the Sergeant Charles Bonzak scholarships for our high school kids. We've given out a number of $500 scholarships over the years to Bethel Park High School students who go to college and they want to study criminology. So it's a really good program, and you'll hear more about it in the upcoming months. The next Crime Watch meeting is scheduled for Tuesday, January 21st at 6:30. The Crime Watch meeting, as usual, will be held at the Bethel Park Community Center. Once again, all residents are invited. You don't necessarily have to sign up for Crime Watch. We'd love to have you, but you can join the over 1,000 Bethel Park residents who have already signed up for Crime Watch. There's no obligation. Like I said, you can come to the meeting, find out what it's all about, and see if it's something you might be interested in. I wanted to just spend a little bit of time on this year's Police Pals food drive and Adopt a Family program. I've spoken about this for several months. The programs have recently concluded, and unbelievable how successful both of the programs were this year. There's a lot of people to thank, so I'll try to get that out of the way up front. I'd like to thank our partners in the fire department, EMS, and Public Works for all the assistance they gave us this year on both programs. We were able to package 257 boxes of food to hand out to needy families in the community. If you've ever seen the moving boxes that are provided by two men in a truck, these are very well packaged boxes of food that we hand out to the community. There were 257 boxes. In addition to that, we provided 6.5 truckloads of food to South Hills Interfaith Ministries. The two programs combined also took monetary donations and donations of gift cards for families. We probably collected somewhere between $15,000 to $20,000 in donations from the community. And we did this again with our partners in the fire department and EMS as we stood outside Giant Eagle and Shop and Save and collected both monetary and food donations. Early on, we were a little bit ambitious. We wanted to sponsor 37 or 38 families who weren't going to be able to provide their children with the Christmas, and that's the Adopt a Family concept. And I'm pleased to say that we exceeded that goal. I guess in a way it's kind of unfortunate to realize that we underestimated the need that was out there. We actually had requests from 53 families this year for assistance during Christmas, and we were able to have each one of those families adopted by another family in the community. Once again, typically what happens is the needy family will submit a list of items that they would like to provide for their family or children, and either members of the police department or the Adopt a Family will go out and purchase those items and provide them. In addition to our other partners, I also wanted to thank Kathy Rigatti. She's the wife of Tom Rigatti, our crime prevention officer who runs both programs. Kathy does a terrific job volunteering. Also firefighters Ava Parker and Dante Bongiorni, who helped on the day of distribution. As you can imagine, driving all over Bethel Park, delivering those boxes is a huge task. And once again, to the Public Works Department for all their work in going to the collection points, picking up the food, bringing it to the fire hall, and carrying it in so we could pack the boxes. So obviously you couldn't conduct these types of programs if you didn't have the help of a lot of other people. So again, I would like to thank them. Two other items. Last week, the municipality put out a Swift Reach notification message. Because of the extreme cold, we realized there was going to be a delay in the garbage pickup. So we put out a community-wide notification message. We started to get calls from people to say, hey, I heard that you put out a message, but we didn't get it. So once again, I just want to remind people, if you have a published phone number, you are automatically in the Swift Reach database. You should be. If you're not, we need to hear from you. If you have an unlisted number or cell phone number, you can register that number. You can call my office or Officer Rigatti's office. Those numbers are 831-6800, extension 100 or 104. We'll make sure you get in the database, and you will receive those calls. We tried to only use the system to advise you of important things that are going on in the community, whether it's an emergency or, like I said, the garbage delay, which was important because of a new company that started this year. So if you're not a part of Swift Reach and you would like to be, please give us a call. We'll make sure that your information is added to the database. And the last thing I wanted to mention this evening was the anonymous tips line that we've had here in Bethel Park for a number of years. Just to remind people of the number, it's 412-851-2773 or BPPD. 412-851-BPPD. The tips line is for the anonymous reporting or confidential reporting of any information that you would like to give to the police department. It is not to be used for emergencies. I just need people to please understand that it's a recording, and it only gets looked at Monday through Friday during normal business hours. So if you have an emergency, you need to call our emergency number at 412-833-2000, or of course you can call 911. Do not call the tips line for an emergency. Once again, you don't have to leave your name. It's not important to know who you are. It's important to know what information you have for the police department. Of course, if you would like an officer to call you back, you can always leave your name and number, and we would be more than happy to give you a call and discuss whatever you would like. So, again, for those with the anonymous confidential information, please call our tips line. And that is my report for this evening.
Thanks, Chief. Next, we have the Fire Chief's report.
Okay, Happy New Year, everybody. Start off, just want to go over the calls for December 2013. We had 4 fires, 3 rescue and EMS calls, 7 hazardous conditions, 3 good intent calls, and 17 false alarms for a total of 34 calls during the month of December. That puts us at 430 calls for the end of 2013 for the year. That is up 9% over the year. We'd like to take our time to thank the volunteer firefighters coming out and answering all those calls. Again, everyone down there is a volunteer. No one receives any pay for what they do, so thank you, for supporting us so we can support you. Like Chief Mackey said, anytime there's a Swift Reach phone call put out, we also try to put things on our Facebook page. If you'd like to follow our Facebook page, look up on Facebook, Bethel Park Volunteer Fire Company. We try to post any community safety tips on there as well. Coming out later this week, there's going to be some heating tips. Those kind of include things like don't use your oven and stove to heat your house. Space heaters, make sure you're following the manufacturer recommendations. Don't leave them plugged in and turned on when you leave the room. Don't use extension cords with them, things along that line. And last thing, with all the cold weather we had last week, I'd like to take our time to remind residents to kind of look around your house a little bit, especially for the shutoffs in your house. Kind of know where the electrical shutoffs are, where the water shutoffs are. It's very important information so we can help kind of eliminate the hazard as quickly as possible in your house. If you don't know them, we'll gladly find them when we come to your house for an emergency call. But if you kind of know in the back of your head where that stuff is or general area of where that is, we'll be able to help you out quicker. And that's all I have for this evening.
Thank you very much. Okay, now we have the first ever Jack Allen Mayor Report. Mr. Mayor.
This is unusual for me because usually I was sitting where Jim was, so he's taking my place and I'm taking Cliff's place. But the first thing I wanted to do is recognize, and he's not here tonight, but Tim Murray, who was appointed for the President of Council for the next 2 years, and Jim Hannon is the Vice President of Council for the next 2 years, so I definitely want to recognize those two gentlemen. What I plan to do, and I've only been here for less than a week actually, and as Mike Tomlin would say, this will be a work in progress. But I'm trying to recognize people that make a difference to Bethel Park. It could be someone that volunteers, it could be a business person, it could be a citizens group, and I need everyone's help out there and in the audience. If you know of anybody that deserves consideration, you can call the municipal building, and my extension is 392, and I will follow up on that. So, having said that, I would like to introduce the first group of people that I'm recognizing this year, and that is band director Chad Thompson, if you can come up, and the choral director Todd Kazawa. Now, I have 3 daughters, and the youngest one is 31, so she hasn't been in school for a while. So in the middle of December, my wife, I asked my wife, let's go to the Christmas concert, and of course she said, sure. Well, we showed up. We got there early enough to get a good seat, and these 2 gentlemen put on a show that I have never seen before, even when my girls are in school. And one thing that Chad said that just not, that will stick in my mind is the fact that as soon as he was done with one of his songs, he said, now the Christmas season can begin. And for Todd, I do have to ask him that the top 21, I think I counted 28, so I'm not exactly sure how that works, but I do want to thank you both. And like I said, we're just getting started, but I'm planning on doing something called You Can Make a Difference Award, and it'll be retroactive, but I can certainly get one to you. So thank you very much. Would you like to say something?
Thank you. That's it. Just following the tradition that has been, we're very fortunate to be able to follow the tradition that's been set here in the school and the music program at Bethel Park, and we're very proud to be able to continue some of the things that have been set before us.
Thank you. And I will, come December, if the meeting's before the concert, I will mention for people to get over there. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Also being in the Christmas spirit, we had our lighting contest that Mayor Morton had started, and I do have the awards for that. I believe some of the people are here. If not, we'll just send the awards in the mail. Ward 1, honorable mention was 5424 California Avenue, and the winner for Ward 1 is Dennis and Beth Harsh at 5573 Farrer Drive, and I don't believe they're here. Oh, okay. Misinformation. It looks like you have more than one person helping you, so. Okay. Oh, okay. Well, let me just say a few words on what you did and how you did it.
Every year I try and add something different every year. This is the second time I've won this contest. I appreciate everybody who voted for us. It just brings joy to my heart to everybody just to see this happen, and I want to thank you very much. Thank you.
just read what the award is. Certificate of Award presented this 13th day of January 2014 by the municipality of Bethel Park to the Harsh residents in acknowledgement of the outstanding 2013 holiday season display of decorations at your residence located at 5573 Fair Drive. You are hereby presented the Mayor's Award for Excellence. This recognition herein given to your home signifies that your holiday decorations were judged to be the best in Ward 1. Bethel Park appreciates your efforts to enhance our community image at this special time of year. Congratulations and best wishes on a bright 2014. Signed, Jack Allen. So thank you very much. Okay, Ward 2, the honorable mentions were 106 Michelle Court, 5530 Saddlebrook Drive, and 6140 Dalmatian Drive. And the winners of Ward 2, which was 104 Michelle Court, I don't know if you kind of borrowed some of the lights when they were judging since your neighbors were runner-ups, but it's Stephen and Sharon Copeland. Spokesperson would like to say a few words. Come on, Steve, you're not shy.
Well, we're the only family on our circle with young children, so we live to the lady next door that got honorable mention does the Macy's theme with beautiful white lights. We have Charlie Brown, so so we really try to gear it towards the kids. So it worked out well this year. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Congratulations. Okay, Ward 3, I don't have them marked this year either, but Maureen and Draco. Everyone's showing up. Come on up, please. I know who the spokesperson is because I only have one name listed here. Oh, okay. And you live at 3429 South Park Road. Okay. And just tell us what you did and how you got the people in the spirit.
Well, we love to spread the Christmas joy and spirit to the community. We live right at the corner or the intersection of South Park and Drake Road, so it's a very busy intersection. And we live far off of the road, but we love to line, or I should say my husband and son and our friends love to help line the yard. And I guess the centerpiece of our display is the Christmas Nativity. And we just like to bring back the focus on the meaning of the season.
Ward 4, even though it says they're not here, I'm sure they are. Stephen and Suzanne Cosmer at 5695 Villa Haven Drive. How did I know that? Congratulations. And who's the spokesperson in this group?
Well, me and my daughter do the Christmas lights every year. We've been doing it for the last 11 years, so we work together as a team. Year after year, the trees get bigger and bushes get bigger, and every year we have to go down to Lowe's and buy more lights and more lights. And they keep getting more. And my daughter's calling me Clark Griswold now because we just get so many lights. But this year we did so many lights, and I think it looked very beautiful, and we really appreciate this.
And
but
Mama's
the mother's race. But this might be the last year for my daughter because she's going to college, so this was pretty good because she might not be here next year while I'm putting the lights up. So this is exciting.
Congratulations. She can be here over Thanksgiving break. She's not getting out of it. So thank you very much. And Ward 5, we have, in Ward 4, we did some honorable mentions. 423 Broughton Road, 256 Horning Road, 7028 Dumbarton Place, and 1031 Brookfield Drive. Ward 5, we had no honorable mentions, but we have Joe Ferretti, and he has addresses 300, 310, 320, 330 Abbeville Road, so I think he did the whole road.
Every year we try and get a little bigger and better, and got about 5 circuits and 1,000 feet of cable and about 70,000 lights and about 20 ground displays. So we pretty much covered 4 apartment buildings. So yeah, next year we hope it's a little bigger and better. It's a labor of love.
There you go. Next year we'll add 340 onto that also, right? Ward 6, honorable mentions are 5767 Smith Drive and 960 Dalefield Drive. And the winner of Ward 6 is Richard and Bernice Goodall at 1115 Logan Road. And the spokesperson is? Okay.
We're kids at heart. We still have the spirit of Christmas. We still love Christmas. We had the advantage of having our grandson home from leave from the Marines to help us put up the decorations. So we're blessed in a lot of ways. Thank you.
Ward 7, honorable mentions, we had 441 Glenrock Drive and 540 Glenrock Drive. And the winner was Lee Frank at 2990 Greenwald Road. Congratulations. I'll give you the microphone.
We really appreciate it. My wife, Melissa, couldn't be here tonight, but she's really the heart behind the operation. But we'd just like to put out the lights and light up the community. So thank you.
Thank you very much. We certainly Ward number 8 is Gail Relicki at 5173 Orchard Avenue. And it doesn't say that she's here, and finally someone's not here. And honorable mention, and we'll get her the award, but honorable mention is 2493 Driftwood Drive. Ward number 9, honorable mentions 190 Rocky Ridge Road. And the winner is Bernard and Carol Hanna at 227 Thunderwood Drive. It says they're here, and I think everyone knows that house. So. Congratulations. Would you like to say a few words?
I'd like to thank everybody that nominated us. And my husband tells me we've been doing this for 29 years. It's hard to believe. The good part is now mainly we supervise, since all the families are old enough to just do it under our direction. It started when we reminisced about going to see the decorated windows in all the department stores. So my husband decided that he would build our own windows that we could decorate, and now they're up from October to Easter, from Halloween to Easter for 6 months. So anybody that wants to drive by, we still have stuff up. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And if you drive by now, there's a leprechaun in there and a few other things. Oh, yeah. And we do appreciate everyone, the winners and the runners-up, for the effort that they put during the Christmas season. The last thing I have is recognition for Bethel Park being Blood Drive of the Week, December 26th to January 1st. It's through the Recreation Department, and I'll read the first paragraph. It says, "We are pleased to announce that December 26th, Municipality of Bethel Park Drive has been selected as a Central Blood Bank's Blood Drive of the Week. This award honors the group that exemplifies outstanding dedication to the community blood program and recognizes all individuals involved for their performance." So I just wanted to thank the Recreation Department, and that's my report.
Thank you, Mayor. Okay, next item is the approval of minutes. Mr. McLean.
Yes, this is the approval of the minutes of the regular meeting of December 9th, 2013. I move that we approve the regular council meeting minutes of December 9, 2013.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the regular council meeting minutes of December 9th, 2013. Any discussion, council? Mr. Spagnon, please read the roll.
Givens,
Yes.
Hannon,
Yes.
Harrison,
Yes.
McLean,
Yes.
O'Brien,
Yes.
Pape,
Yes.
Dixon.
Yes.
7-0.
Motion passes 7-0. Mr. McLean.
Next is motion on the council reorganization meeting minutes of January 6th. I move that we approve the council reorganization meeting minutes of January 6, 2014.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the council reorganization meeting minutes of January 6, 2014. Any discussion from council? Mr. Spagnon, please call the roll.
Hannon,
Yes.
Harrison,
Yes.
McLean,
Yes.
O'Brien,
Yes.
Pape,
Yes.
Dixon,
Yes.
Givens.
Yes.
7-0.
Motion passes 7-0. Next item is the bills and payrolls. Mr. McLean.
Motion on bills and payrolls. I move that we approve the bills and payrolls for the municipality per bill list number 011314 in the amount of $1,900,953.76.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the bills and payrolls for the municipality per bill list number 011314 in the amount of $1,900,956.76. Any discussion with council? Mr. Spagnon, please call the roll.
Harrison,
Yes.
McLean,
Yes.
O'Brien,
Yes.
Pape,
Yes.
Dixon,
Yes.
Givens,
Yes.
Hannon.
Yes.
7-0.
Motion passes 7-0. Next item on the agenda is the resident comment section. Residents will have 3 minutes to state their comments, and you'll get a warning at 2 minutes from the manager.
Name and address.
Yes, good evening.
Name and address, please.
I'm here representing a good neighbor friend of mine, Regis O'Toole. Regis' mother and sister moved into next door to my house. I'm at 102 Highland Road, by the way, 2 summers ago. Unfortunately, his mother, Jeannie, suffered with cancer. And on October the 15th, at about 1 o'clock in the morning, they had a call, EMS and 911. And they came, and unfortunately, Jeannie died about 4 o'clock that evening at Mercy Hospital. But Regis wants to thank Chief Mackey's crew, the guys who came to the house, and the EMS employees who came so diligently and took care of his mother so well. So thank you. On a lighter note, I'm happy to see the Republic got the award for rubbish removal. I never had any trouble with waste management, but I'm glad you see that you folks decided to save some money by going to Republic. But there's one anecdote I does remember about with waste management. Years ago, I used to bag my grass before I got a mulching motor. And I had gone to Sears and bought some of those large plastic bags that hold about 3 times as much as a regular conventional plastic bag. And I really packed those suckers heavily. They were so heavy that I had sometimes to either drag them to the curb or put them in a wheelbarrow and take them out there. So one spring day, my wife was out watering her flowers, and the driver came by and he said, "Ma'am, excuse me," he said, "but would you tell your husband my name is Simpson, not Samson?"
Thank you. All righty. Next item on the agenda is the general. Yes.
Good evening. My name is Doris Nagel, and I'm the program director for South Hills Interfaith Ministries. I wanted to take this opportunity to thank Chief Mackey, Officer Regatti, and everyone involved with the Police Pals program this year, both Adopt a Family and also the food drives. You have no idea the impact that this food drive has on our neighbors and friends, people right in our neighborhoods, right in our hometown, right in this community that were so in need this year that we had, I can't even begin to tell you how many phone calls we got out of desperation, frustration, and through the generosity of this community and everyone involved with the Police Pals program, we were able to answer every request that we had at South Hills Interfaith Ministries, and will continue to be able to answer requests through about, we're hoping through March, Chief Mackey, with those 6 trucks worth of food, because right now, everybody thinks of Christmas as that generous time, and truly, this community came through with flying colors, but it's going to be a dry time from now till about March before Scouting for Food kicks in for us, and our food pantry shelves are going to feel that. And through the generosity of this program, we will be able to provide well into March with what you provided for us. One really very quick story. One of the ladies that we were able to help through the Police Pals program, Officer Regatti called me and said, you know, we'd like to reach out to some seniors in the area. Is there anyone that you know? And the one lady that I called, she's been with us a long time, and she'll be with us, as my boss says, until the Lord calls her home, because she's disabled and provides for herself and works very hard to stay independent. But I called her and I said, you know, we'd like to help you out this year. And she said, that'd be great. You know, she called me about 2 days later and she said, Doris, they really did call me. I'm like, yeah, that policeman you said that would call, he did. I don't think she believed me when I first told her. And I said, I was just so thrilled to hear it in her voice. I could hear the tears in her voice that somebody cared that much to think about her. So again, I can't say enough about this municipality and how it provides for their own. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Any additional people speak? No. Next item is the General Policy and Finance, and Mr. McLean. No one has signed up to speak.
Okay, thank you. First item we have is reappointment to the Building and Fire Code Appeals Board. I move that we reappoint Robert Beach to the Building and Fire Code Appeals Board for a term to expire on December 31, 2016.
Second.
There's a motion and a second to reappoint Robert Beach to the Building and Fire Code Appeals Board for a term to expire December 31st, 2016. Mr. Spagman, please call the roll.
McLean?
Yes.
O'Brien?
Yes.
Pape?
Yes.
Dixon?
Yes.
Givens?
Yes.
Hannon?
Yes.
Harrison?
Yes.
7-0.
Motion passes 7-0. Mr. McLean.
Next is reappointment to the Cable TV Board. I move that we reappoint Susan Roberti to the Cable TV Board for a term to expire on December 31st, 2017.
Second.
There's a motion and a second to reappoint Susan Roberti to the Cable TV Board for a term to expire on December 31st, 2017. Any discussion in the council? Mr. Spagman, please read the roll.
O'Brien?
Yes.
Pape?
Yes.
Dixon?
Yes.
Gibbons?
Yes.
Hannon?
Yes.
Harrison?
Yes.
McLean?
Yes.
7-0.
Motion passes 7-0. Mr. McLean.
Next item is reappointment to the Municipal Authority. I move that we reappoint Michael Dunleavy to the Municipal Authority for a term to expire on December 31, 2018.
Second.
There's a motion and a second to reappoint Michael Dunleavy to the Municipal Authority for a term to expire on December 31st, 2018. Any discussion from council? Mr. Spagman, please call the roll.
Pape?
Yes.
Dixon?
Yes.
Gibbons?
Yes.
Hannon?
Yes.
Harrison?
Yes.
McLean?
Yes.
O'Brien?
Yes.
7-0.
Motion passes 7-0. Mr. McLean.
Next is reappointment to the Parks, Recreation, and Leisure Services. I move that we reappoint Barbara Valelic to the Board of Parks, Recreation, and Leisure Services Board for a term to expire on December 31, 2016.
Second.
There's a motion and a second to reappoint Barbara Valelic to the Board of Parks, Recreation, and Leisure Services Board for a term to expire on December 31st, 2016. Any discussion from council? Mr. Spagna, please call the roll.
Dixon?
Yes.
Givens?
Yes.
Hannon?
Yes.
Harrison?
Yes.
McLean?
Yes.
O'Brien?
Yes.
Pape?
Yes.
7-0.
Motion passes 7-0. Mr. McLean.
Next item is reappointment to the Planning and Zoning Commission. I move that we reappoint John R. Pavesi to the Planning and Zoning Commission for a term to expire on December 31, 2017.
Second.
There's a motion and a second to reappoint John R. Pavesi to the Planning and Zoning Commission for a term to expire on December 31st, 2017. Any discussion from council? Mr. Spagna, please call the roll.
Givens?
Yes.
Hannon?
Yes.
Harrison?
Yes.
McLean?
Yes.
O'Brien?
Yes.
Pape?
Yes.
Dixon?
Yes.
7-0.
Motion passes 7-0. Mr. McLean.
Next item is reappointment to the Planning and Zoning Commission. I move that we reappoint Mark Shine to the Planning and Zoning Commission for a term to expire on December 31, 2017.
Second.
There's a motion and a second to reappoint Mark Shine to the Planning and Zoning Commission for a term to expire on December 31st, 2017. Any discussion from council? Mr. Spagna, please call the roll.
Hannon?
Yes.
Harrison?
Yes.
McLean?
Yes.
O'Brien?
Yes.
Pape?
Yes.
Dixon?
Yes.
Givens?
Yes.
7-0.
Motion passes 7-0. Mr. McLean.
Next item is reappointment to the Zoning Hearing Board. I move that we reappoint Mark Vavrick to the Zoning Hearing Board for a term to expire on December 31, 2018.
Second.
There's a motion and a second to reappoint Mark Vavrick to the Zoning Hearing Board for a term to expire on December 31st, 2018. Any discussion from council? Mr. Spagna, please call the roll.
Harrison?
Yes.
McLean?
Yes.
O'Brien?
Yes.
Pape?
Yes.
Dixon?
Yes.
Givens?
Yes.
Hannon?
Yes.
7-0.
Motion passes 7-0. Mr. McLean.
Next item we have relates to the investment policy statement for police and non-uniform pension plans. I move that Bethel Park Council adopt the revised investment policy statements effective February 1, 2014, and hereby authorize the municipal manager and pension council to take such actions as necessary to effectuate this motion.
Second.
There's a motion and a second to have council adopt the revised investment policy statements effective February 1, 2014, and authorizing the municipal manager and pension council to take such actions to effectuate such motion. Any discussion from council? Mr. Spagman, please call the roll.
O'Brien?
Yes.
Pape?
Yes.
Dixon?
Yes.
Givens?
Yes.
Hannon?
Yes.
Harrison?
Yes.
McLean?
Yes.
7-0.
The motion passes 7-0. Mr. McLean.
Next is a resolution related to an investment advisory agreement. I move that we adopt a resolution to approve an investment advisory agreement with U.S. Asset Management, LLC, in a form to be approved by the municipal manager and solicitor.
Second.
There's a motion to adopt a resolution to approve an investment advisory agreement with U.S. Asset Management, LLC, in a form be approved by the manager and solicitor. Any discussion from council? Mr. Spagman, please call the roll.
Pape?
Yes.
Dixon?
Yes.
Givens?
Yes.
Hannon?
Yes.
Harrison?
Yes.
McLean?
Yes.
O'Brien?
Yes.
7-0.
Motion passes 7-0. Mr. McLean.
There are no further agenda items.
Is there any additional items from planning?
Mr. Hannon,
Mr. Harrison.
I'd like to join the gentleman that expressed Happy New Year to the public, but the state continues to disappoint me. So I'd like to speak to this. And in fact, they have confused people that I associate with on this item. For over 8 years now, I've been promoting the idea of changing the prevailing wage law. The prevailing wage law was enacted, actually it was amended in 1961. At that time, the figure in the legislation said that if a project was estimated to be $25,000 or less, it didn't take a prevailing wage determination. Now, the prevailing wage determination basically says that for projects more than that $25,000, you have to pay union wages. And
many of the projects that are over 25,000, but not in the hundreds of thousands or millions, are done by sort of mom and pop or small contractors who aren't union shops. I have talked to a lot of legislators. I've gone to many meetings, and I update every year a spreadsheet that shows that 1961 $25,000 is worth about $200,000 now, just due to inflation. And the state passed a piece of legislation late in the year that changed the number to $100,000, which is a sort of a half job, if you will. But in any case, it basically addresses state-type projects for bridges and this type thing. So it leaves, once again, the municipalities, the school boards, and all that out of the mix. And the point I want to make is that several years ago, when I started this campaign, Representative John Marr introduced legislation to change the $25,000, to update it, and the legislation went to the Labor and Industries Committee, and at that time, the Democrats controlled the House of Representatives of Pennsylvania in the committees and would not send it out to the floor. And I was told, well, the problem is they're Democrats and the unions have a lot of influence and they won't do it. Well, for the last couple cycles now, the Republicans have controlled the governor's house, the Senate, the House, and we still can't get a change. So I guess they no longer can say it's to follow the Democrats. So I just wanted to call to people's attention that it's costing the local governments, this one in Bethel Park, all the local governments are the legislative bodies that get the projects done that most affect the people in the communities, in the neighborhood. It may be sewers, it may be potholes, it may be whatever. And we have to continue to live with this 1961 legislation. And I'd just like to encourage people to call their legislators and say, hey, the time has come. You no longer blame it on the Democrats. If you were sincere saying the Democrats held it up, let's take some action. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Harrison. Any other comments from council?
Mr. President.
Mr. Dixon.
Mr. Harrison mentioned State Representative John Marr, and I want to make sure nobody misunderstands. State Representative John Marr is a fine legislator. He provides top-notch representation to his legislative district. It's true that this prevailing wage legislation has failed in a Republican-controlled atmosphere in Harrisburg, but it's not through a lack of effort by State Representative John Marr. He remains a champion of this issue, and the people of his district are lucky to have a man like him. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Dixon.
I agree with Mr. Dixon, what he said.
Two additional items, Mr. Mayor.
Okay.
I have two additional items. The first one is just to make a recognition. About a year ago, we changed our financial directors, and Joe Villela took over as financial director. And as was apparent, Joe had some fairly big shoes to fill because we had all been pretty pleased with the work of our prior finance director, Mr. Romito. In fact, we kidded Joe when he started because Mark had received an award of excellence for his work, and we told Joe, well, we expect you to do the same thing. Well, he did it. We actually got, 2 weeks ago, we received a letter from the Government Finance Officers Association confirming that for this past year, under Joe's direction, we have received again a Certificate of Achievement for Excellence in Financial Reporting. And so I wanted to mention that, and to give you an idea of the nature of this, the description of the certificate is that the Certificate of Achievement is the highest form of recognition in governmental accounting and financial reporting, and its attainment represents a significant accomplishment by a government and its management. So I wanted to extend a thanks to Joe and recognize him and his staff, including his accounting supervisor, Pam English, for the great work that they've done. And we're happy you're here, Joe. Thank you very much. Mr. Hannon, the other item I had is just to mention briefly, since it's 8:25. 2 years ago at the at the Memorial Day celebration, we recognized a person who had been a neighbor of mine when I was growing up, but who had been overlooked and hadn't been on our memorial. And through those services, we were able to add his name, and we had his family here. A lot of people did a lot of good work related to that. Well, a year ago, you may remember, we were contacted by a high school senior at a high school in Austin, Texas called Westlake High School, who had, in connection with an English project, been assigned a Vietnam soldier who had been killed in action for her report, and it turned out to be Chuck Swain, the person that we had honored the year before. And through the efforts of a lot of people in this community, including Dick Kraft, who's here tonight, and some other people, we provided a lot of information to this girl. Her name's Mia Cabezos. And her project is now finished, and it's available for any of us to take a look at and see. What we're going to do is we're going to put the link for the website on our website so that people can click on it and go to the website and see it. But I've seen it, Dick has seen it. It's a wonderful tribute to somebody from our community who gave the ultimate sacrifice. And there are some very nice segments that include our Memorial Day service that we had that day for Chuck Swain. So I encourage everybody, when you get a chance, to take a look at it. It's a great effort by somebody to honor somebody who's never been in our community, to honor somebody from our community who gave that sacrifice. So, and with that, Mr. Hannon, I have nothing further.
Any additional items?
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, Mr.
just an
O'Brien.
idea off the end, James. If that's a DVD, the presentation.
Actually, I have a copy right here.
Well, why don't we do with the magic of Dave Cable, and you be the narrator? Maybe we'll present it to all of Bethel Park and Dick Kraft, and make a little bit of a program and present it to all the people of Bethel Park.
Great idea.
Thank you, Jim.
Thank you, Mr. Ryan. Any other comments from council? Let's go to planning and zoning and Mr. Dixon.
Thank you, Mr. Hannon. We have no one signed up to speak.
No one signed up to speak. That's right.
2 items under planning and zoning this evening. The first is a resolution for designation of agent. I move that we adopt a resolution designating Bethel Park Council President as the authorized agent to apply for public disaster assistance from the Pennsylvania Emergency Management Agency.
Second.
There's a motion and a second to adopt a resolution designating Bethel Park Council President as the authorized agent to apply for public disaster assistance from the Pennsylvania Emergency Management Agency. Any discussion from council? Mr. Spagman, please call the roll.
Dixon?
Yes.
Givens?
Yes.
Hannon?
Yes.
Harrison?
Yes.
McLean?
Yes.
O'Brien?
Yes.
Pape?
Yes.
7-0.
Motion passes 7-0. Mr. Dixon.
Second item is a resolution for the Industrial Park Road Improvement Grant Acceptance. I move that we adopt a resolution accepting the GEDF Industrial Park Road Improvements Project Grant.
Second.
There's a motion and a second to adopt a resolution accepting the GEDF Industrial Park Road Improvement Project Grant. Any discussion from council? Mr. Spagman, please call the roll.
Givens?
Yes.
Hannon?
Yes.
Harrison?
Yes.
McLean?
Yes.
O'Brien?
Yes.
Pape?
Yes.
Dixon?
Yes.
7-0.
Motion passes 7-0. Mr. Dixon.
Something just brought to my attention. This grant that we just approved was brought to us, a $500,000 grant by the aforementioned State Representative John Marr. That's all I have under planning and zoning tonight.
Thank you, Mr. Dixon. Anybody else have additional items? Mr. Pape, health, safety, and welfare.
There are no items on health, safety, and welfare.
Thank you, Mr. Pape. Ms. Gibbons, public works and maintenance.
There are no items on the
Thank you, Ms. Gibbons. Anything for the good of the order?
Yes, I have one.
Mr. O'Brien.
Just listening to people come to the microphone tonight about the chief and Officer Gaddy and Public Works and the food drive is just a wonderful thing to just sit here and listen to how this community came together to reach out to help people in such a interesting time before the holidays. And I want to thank Chief and the Police Department and Officer Gaddy and Public Works. That just really brings a real tear to my heart. And during the Christmas season, one of my constituents has just taken a job at a nursing home as administrator, and she invited me to come down and possibly sing for some of the residents. And during the holidays, it's kind of tough because you're managing your time, and I decided that I was going to do it. And I went down there with the idea that I was going to do something for somebody else during Christmas. And I went from room to room, and boy, did I get surprised. These are all forgotten souls, and I walked away with more than I could have ever imagined of giving. It was just a wonderful day. So my point is if you have some extra time and you know that you have a special talent to offer to these people in these nursing homes, try and make time to do it, because you'll get so much more in return for what you give. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. That's all I have.
Thank you, Mr. Bryan. And actually, to add to your comments, a lot of the work went into that. Went for the Bethel Park Fire Department, the big role in boxing up the food and delivering it. So
Yes.
Don't leave those guys out. Any additional other items? Motion to adjourn.
So moved.
All in favor? Aye. Thank you. Good night.